Nice, I can see it. It's happening. All right, let's do it.
Yeah, the magic is happening.
It's fine.
Yeah, but by the way, have you noticed my Stranger Things artwork here?
Yeah, look at that.
This is fantastic.
It is. It's
So
very
in
cool.
her head, are the rest of the characters.
Oh, that's excellent. Excellent.
And these are collectors, so that's card number 9 out of 11.
Ooh, yeah, 11, of course.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that until just then. That's brilliant.
I love having a little nerd pile of stuff is always good. You know, my wife goes around chucking that sort of stuff away in our house, which is horrific. But
So basically, I found these collecty things, right? It's an 80s TV right there, classic.
yes,
It's wicked, isn't it? So it's a big, massive TV, and inside it you get a load of stuff. And it's I can't remember what it's called. It's like a collector's box. All the stuff's downstairs, like a ton of artwork. I threw on the floor, and stuff you can. It's like a game. There's piles of stuff in it, and you have to figure out who you've got. And each of one of this TV screens is different. So there's a Netflix screen, super
very
cool,
good.
and that sits in the front window. And my little character, can you guess what character I had from the magical world of Stranger Things?
I mean, are you a demigorgon?
I did want the Demigorgon, to be honest with you, because it looks very cool. But it was not the Demigorgon. No guess?
No, just to put me out of my misery.
So they sit on top of the telly, and I will
Right.
rise this up here.
Oh, nice.
It's Dustin.
Yeah. I mean, that does, if you excuse it, I can see you as a kid looking like that.
Wow, you are not far wrong at all, actually. There's a photo of me somewhere, and the person that looks like my father the most when I look like that in that picture is the guy from Step Brothers, not Will Ferrell, the other guy.
Oh, the other one. Excellent. Yeah.
I can't remember his name. But yeah, there was a picture that I put side and side just for people to take the piss out of me. But it's immaculate, yeah.
That's class.
What were you like as a kid, Matt?
I was the nerdiest kid you could ever meet. Had for my poor, highly religious background. So, you know, my parents were all out Jesus freaks, and it doesn't really give you a good life preparation for the real world. Also, my mum, I think I told you on your show, was a Jane Austen nut, and so a lot of my early reading as a kid was Jane Austen books, which again isn't really good prep for the real world. So, you know, my 2 reference points at high school were, oh look, I've got the Bible and I've got Jane Austen. Hooray, I'm going to be so popular. Didn't work out that way.
Yeah, that's a very interesting upbringing. I was kind of more like just kind of left to it, you know, when you got my single mother at the time, 3 kids, she was always in work, so the rest of us would just be out with our friends all day long until it was dark, and then we come back, you know.
Oh, nice.
And these days it's so different, you know. These days it's like every minute, where have you gone? Where are you going? You know, can't give people 2 seconds. But back then we were, the lamppost was our guide.
Yeah, and there's no way of contacting you. You know, like we'd have been out as the only child living in this weird Christian compound kind of complex. I used to just go off and do stuff, climb on the roof and things, and spit on people's heads and stuff. And my mum never knew. You know, she didn't know where I was or what I was doing, and come back at mealtime. That's when I was hungry.
I used to walk. You'd have to walk miles to get home because you couldn't contact people, and then you got to a stage where mobile phones were like kind of handy. Not mobile phones, but even pay phones that, you know, you could do reverse charges on back then.
Oh,
chuck a 20p in and last you a good couple of minutes. Where you're lucky with a pound, it will last you a minute these days.
I'm impressed you're old enough to remember that. That's cool.
Yeah, 80s child.
Yeah,
that's why I think Stranger Things spoke to so many people. I mean, our generation, it's a perfect time for that.
It really is. A lot of you know, it's nostalgia, but in some ways it was worse. In many ways, we've made our own problems by high-teching everything. It's, you know, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. I did see a walk past the house earlier on, and there was like 5 bikes out in the garden. I thought, yeah, it's kind of bringing me back there.
That's cool.
Yeah, doesn't happen a lot these days.
Yeah,
You have to kick people out of the
my
house.
imaginary friends more, and so they're all here. I should introduce you.
Yeah.
Oh, what? No, they don't like you. They don't like you very much. Sorry.
No, well, I'm not surprised. Yeah, so the plan for the show then, we're going to be looking at interviewing some wicked people.
Yeah, film people, I guess.
Film, movie, all of that good stuff.
The best actors, actresses, directors, producers, and or showrunners or tea makers on any film. Those are the sort of people we're looking for.
I do. I think they're the people with the biggest stories, right? They're going to have the inside gossip.
Let's hope so. Because, this would be a pretty crap show otherwise.
No, but you know what I'm saying? All the actors are all busy all day and the directors. No. But the showrunners are the people that hear all the little rumors and they get the inside scoop, I think.
Definitely
interested in hearing their story.
We're going to do some classic films. We're going to do some new films.
Yep.
You said something about taking requests. How's that going to work?
Yeah, so any requests you guys might have, if you want to go to the Writing Community Chat Show.com website, which is obviously the website for my other show, which is the Writing Community Chat Show, this is a page dedicated to the movie room. So on that page, you can find a lot of good stuff. And if I can share it to you now, I will show you.
Away.
So, yes, so there you go. So right in the middle, it says the shows, the Indie Takeover. I will fit it right in there, I think. Or it could be there. It doesn't really matter. But I'll stick it right in the middle, and you will find the movie room. So there are your 2 beautiful hosts. Mug shots, yeah.
Staggering, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. How much weight we've put on. So top favorite films, series, places to go and watch films, all of that good stuff. Then you've got our banner, and you've got our introduction video, which I'll play for you guys in a minute. On the screen properly. 3 shows to look that we like the look of. Matt will have a lot more input into this as well, because we both have a different kind of direction and taste in films, of course. And there is recent reviews. We'll be adding more and more of these each week. One week I will put a review up. The next week Matt will put a review up, and that will continue, so you can get a real good insight. We will try and convert some of those into the podcast as well, so you guys can hear them. Which is always goes down well, and we'll link that in the blog as well. And then the recent
love that film.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So talking about split personalities, then we talk about recent episodes. Each month we will be getting on the show together. Me and Matt, we will be talking about old movies, new movies, what's coming out, TV series. Hopefully throw a guest interview in there, and occasionally we will bring in somebody for a guest co-host kind of style show as well. And request, as Matt rightly said, you can do right at the bottom. So if there's something you want us to watch, whether it's a TV film or a series, just chuck it in there, send us a request, and we will get on it for you. And of course, you could be nice with that, or you could be really you could take the piss a little bit, I guess, couldn't you, with that one, Matt?
Are we going to share those out, or so if someone says Last of the Summer Wine recap the entire 500 episodes, I'd be like, that's all yours, Chris.
Oh, do you know what? I think you've got to be kinder than that, guys. There's going to be something we have to reject, and that would be one of them. I don't think I could do that, Matt. It's just, not too sure on that one.
I'm excited, Chris. I've got to admit, because we used to review films every week for newspapers, and since COVID, I haven't had the chance to do that. So this is going to be like a whole new outlet for doing the reviews.
It is. I watch a lot of films, and I don't really. I've put a few blog reviews in there, but considering how many things I do watch just for the fun of it, I really should be using that a bit more with this show, and we will be, of course. And you have got already a blog with a substantial amount of reviews in there.
Yeah, and it's linked from IMDb, so people go on IMDb to check out a film. They can go to my blog to read the review, which is kind of fun.
That is pretty damn awesome.
So yeah.
Yeah, so there's going to be lots there to check out, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun, especially when there are going to be a few beers flowing on the show as well, guys. So we will invite the right kind of guests.
Cheers.
You will be entertained of some sort.
Are you not entertained already? Like Gladiator stuff.
Good reference. Yeah. It's interesting seeing that actually when you think about it. When you see someone like Russell Crowe and just those pictures come up online of him as the gladiator and him as in his 50s, 60s. It's going to be in there somewhere. Yeah, it's not nice. It's not fair to compare people like that, is it?
I mean, I just give thanks every day that when I was young, there were no smartphones or video reel footage. So no one can really do that to me because, it would be horrific if they had, little Matt and then, old Matt.
I've actually got those photos of myself, but they look like a completely different person, so I can get away with it a little bit.
That's cool.
That's not you. I'm like, no, it's not. I've always looked this bad. I think, that happens quite a lot actually, because there was like Matthew Perry from Friends the other day. There was another photo of him when he's younger, and then looking pretty rough these days. And I just think as an actor, you've got that pressure there, haven't you? It's
cultural trope now that like finding someone who looks rough and they used to look great. That's a story in itself. It shouldn't be, but it is. So
society we live in, eh? So what have you been watching lately then? What can we get to look forward to in terms of reviews and and what can I get into? Because I'm waiting to see some of the things you've seen already.
You've not seen Prey yet?
No, I have not.
Oh my god. If you're any way of Predator fan, this is the one we've been waiting for, basically. It's so good. After the massive fumble of Shane Black, who, no offense, because I love Shane Black, the last Predator film was terrible, and this one absolutely smashes it. So I'm a little bit in love with a skull-based Predator, old-style monster. It does. It's brutal, it's efficient, and scary. Yeah, exactly what you want Predator to be.
I like that. That sounds very promising. And I don't know about you, but from Predator 2 onwards, it was just like, in my eyes, it just never held up to Predator. And this, I've heard rumors of, it kind of does. So I'm very excited to see this.
It's decent. What did I see at cinema? I saw, Black Phone. Have you seen Black Phone, Chris?
Not seen Black Phone.
My God, it's terrifying. If you like, if you like It or any of those kind of like children in jeopardy sort of movies, it's probably a very specialist audience. But it's the guy Scott Derrickson. He did Doctor Strange. He did Insidious and those kind of films. He might have done Sinister, I think, too.
Nice.
So there's a guy called the Grabber, who's Ethan Hawke, who plays a bad guy this time, and he's just an absolute bastard. He abducts children for fun, keeps them in the basement, and then kills them. So it's a happy film.
That sounds right up my street.
The hero, little kid, he gets abducted, but there's a phone on the wall. It's not connected, but through it, the other kids who've been killed contact him and give him kind of like training as to how he might try and escape. So
that's amazing.
It's got like karate skills. It's almost like going back to seeing Karate Kid, but a ghost version, training the new guy to try and take on a absolutely scumbag. So it's excellent, really good stuff.
That sounds fantastic. And I mean, Ethan Hawke, there's not many films I've seen him in that I didn't really enjoy him and his acting. And that's one thing you can do for me, Matt. I've never been scared by a film. I can promise people that. And I've asked people to challenge me, right? So if you've got those films, requests, by the way, if you can get a film that can scare me, and I will be honest with it, if it scares me, I will give you a massive shout out, because I just find things.
Prize? You need some prize.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll make a cool T-shirt.
Signed photograph of your terrified face, something like that.
Yeah, on a T-shirt. Yeah. We'll make some cool T-shirts, some merch for this show. Definitely, I've got some great ideas already, and you can see from our logo with the shadowy hand we definitely like a bit of horror in this show, don't we?
Oh yeah, but I cross all genres. I love Red Rocket. I don't know if you saw that recent film by the guy who made the Florida Project, which is my all-time favorite films. And this guy, he's an ex-porn worker, and he used to work in the Fast and the Furious ripoff, called like the Throb and the Furious, something like that. Anyway, he's and he used to play the Paul Walker character. So as soon as Paul Walker died, his income dried up because they couldn't use him anymore. But he's a real lovable rogue, and I guess he looks a little bit like you, Chris. If you squint, you should check it out. It's one of those films where terrible things happen to the characters, but because you care about them, it really impacts you, and you're like, no. and you
That's
really
the
want
thing,
something
investing.
good to happen, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
It just keeps on getting worse and worse. It's like a horror film, but it's not a horror. It's like real world stuff. So just bad things happening. It's like Do
you know, as we are stepping into this world now, and the writing stuff that we all do, and I've had on the back burner a novella that I really think would work well as a film, and I basically haven't published that because someone said, "Oh, you need to write this as a screenplay." So maybe that should be my show mission for this show, that we can try and go through the process and adapt that into a screenplay and see if one day we can actually get a film made for the joy of this show. I think that would be pretty cool.
That would be great. And there are so many kind of like new filmmakers out there looking for material to work with.
Yeah.
Of course, we need to storyboard it. You need to get someone to make a comic out of it.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
And you know, Matt, you know what I'm talking about, right? Because back when I was making this, I did say I put a load of writing community people in there, and you were one of them, if you remember.
Well, I'm honoured to be on that list.
You're in there. Matt Adcock. I can't remember what you were called though. That's good. That's really good. That shows you how much I've been invested in this lately.
Yeah.
Okay, you were Mario Adcock.
Okay, nice.
Yeah,
Mario.
The combination of Mario Dalio and yeah. There you go. So that would be something real simple because it's very character based in an old castle, right? So you could easily film that on a budget. Very easily.
Again, Arts Council grant, the whole lot,
We film it ourselves and we get members of the show, fans of the show, to come in as prizes to give away. That set the Patreons up for that one.
You can be a ghost or something,
You can be a ghost, yeah. Unless you've got superb acting skills, then you can be a character, yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I'd have to be a ghost.
I love that plan.
To be honest with you.
This is the sort of project that we'll look back on and go, "That was amazing. Look at what we've done."
Yeah, let's hope so. But you would be like Chris. Matt would be like, "Yeah, Chris, you have to be the ghost." I'm like, "Oh, come on, really? You're shit at acting. You're terrible." I would.
I love it. And there's energy here. This is going to be like a whole new thing for film recommendations. People will be talking about this for a long time.
You've been on a film, right?
I have been on a film. I was a zombie.
There you go. You were a zombie, which is even cooler. And the girl with all the gifts, was it?
The girl with all the gifts. Good memory. Yeah, I got to chase my artist around an airfield under machine gun fire, which is a lot of fun. And got to eat lunch with Glenn Close, who was the bad guy in the film.
Did you get to meet Gemma Arterton because she was in that film?
Of course. Yeah, she's great. I mean, in fact, I wanted to be. There's one scene where a zombie jumps at her and tries to grab her, and I wanted to be that zombie, but I didn't get to be that zombie.
Oh, Matt!
I was a zombie in the background, just like the poor kids,
Yeah, that would have been the role to get, I think, because is she kind of how much do cameras affect, say, a main cast woman, because they always look really dazzling even when they're in covered in dirt somehow. Do you know what I mean? Do they really scrub them up that much more, or are they kind of just that amazing, naturally beautiful anyway? I
think there are very few women who make those leading roles shine, and it's because that is naturally them. They just can't help but exhibit that charisma, and it kind of shines through. So if you're a naturally beautiful woman, obviously you're not, Chris, but Gemma Arterton is, and it comes through because they didn't need to do much to her. For me, they painted me green and set me on my way. That was my mission. Yeah,
that's wicked, and I mean, it's a good film.
It is a good film. BAFTA award winning.
And you're part of that film, so that's very cool. So we got one tick in the box there. So what we have to do is try and get.
I mean, no one will know. I'm not even on the credits. There's just a whole and additional, whatever they call them, hungries. I think they called them because they don't want to call them zombies. So,
well, we can hope what we should do is make a load of missions for the show, right? So we've already got turn my thing into a screenplay and get it made. Throw ourselves in and our fans in as actors. We've got appear in someone else's film somehow, and I do know a local film director who's made a couple of local films. Good. So we could do it. You never know. We could do this.
It would be like that Ricky Gervais extra show where it's turning up,
Yeah, who are these idiots?
Nice. I mean, and if people have ideas as well, I guess they can send in.
Yeah,
Challenges.
Well, I did some stupid challenge on the show recently on my other show. So shearing a sheep was one of those. I'm sure there can be more movie-related days to do.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. So
Right.
we're here for your enjoyment and abuse in the right kind of way. So yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's meant to be interactive. People want a reason to come back and, enjoy this show rather than, go off and just watch the films that we're talking about. Because
I think what they'll want to do is tell Matt to get a better internet connection, because you're a little bit fuzzy now and then.
Okay. Damn.
It's all right. We can just
for
yeah, software support needed. Help. No, it's fine. It's brilliant, and I think this has got a lot of promise. I think you guys will enjoy yourselves, and especially when we get someone on, we will throw some interviews into the show. But also, when we find someone who's a bit of a crazy, possibly fun, extremely fun guest, we'll bring them on to co-host the show instead of being an interview, and just the topics we can talk about and things maybe that will go down well. But also, we will be. That's the good thing. We will be sending you kind of what's coming out and talking about that and just being excited with you guys as to what's coming out and what's new and fresh. Like the Sandman just dropped this week, and I still haven't got to it either. But I know, Matt, you have.
It's stunning. I've only done episode 1, but I want to do more. It's so good.
Yeah, amazing. And of course, you're watching The Boys at the moment as well, aren't you?
Yeah, like we talked about at some point. I have tried not to rush it, even though I really want to.
Yeah.
I just got through Herogasm, which was, as good as it was in the comic.
It's wicked, isn't it? I mean, in terms of comic adaptations, I think they've just nailed it. They've gone full on as it should be, just disgusting, offensive in the right kind of ways, and it ticks all the boxes for me.
It didn't pull the punches, So you've got A-Train when he takes out the racist guy by dragging him down the road at supersonic speed. I mean, that's the sort of stuff you just don't get to see in any other show.
No chance. They've really done well with that, and I'm glad for it, because I think TV needed it. Well, it blows my mind that you can see stuff like that, and there's still in some shows won't allow swearing and things like that. There's so many weird rules in the world of film, and I'd love to even get someone on the show who can explain that to me as to why that happens.
Cool. A censorship show, yes.
Yeah. Why? Yeah. Why do you censor things? But in reality, they should, right? They should have censored things, but you should have access to it depending on if you want to see it or not, I think. And, as kids, of course, you'll be trying to access that and whatever, but that's why the restrictions are there. I think, I don't know.
It's true. And I mean, I had a big dodgy friend who showed me when I was 12, and I'm okay.
You say dodgy friend, is that because you were in a religious household and that was something you shouldn't be watching at the time?
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to watch horror films. They this is not even a lie. My parents prayed for me when I went to go see Ghostbusters in case I got possessed. Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's funny.
And I was really hoping to get possessed. I was like, come on, this would be great. Like a superpower thing, but no, didn't happen.
Talking about films or things that don't scare me, that was one thing when I was young that scared me, is Ghostbusters. That old lady in the library, she scared the shit out of me.
I mean, yeah, that's a good start. It's a strong opening.
Oh, it's fantastic. Really is good. And the gatekeeper, the guy with the glasses on.
Rick Moranis.
Oh, how funny. What a character.
Yeah. Sigourney Weaver as well, looking hot.
As always. I mean, growing up, watching Alien, being obsessed with that film, and Aliens even more so, like Sigourney Weaver, wow. Yeah, she was in her little tiny pants and a vest top that you used to wear.
Wow. But I mean, she pulled off 80s hair like no one else as well.
Yeah.
A woman would not look good with that haircut. But she nailed it.
Yeah. Oh, I think Alien is by far one of the finest films that are still out there. And you look at that being made in, I think, 79 or maybe earlier.
Yeah.
Unbelievable that was made in those times and looks so as it does now. And Aliens as well, I think, for me, is just one of the,
I saw
just the
Aliens
best action film.
Just the other day on a big screen with some friends, and it holds up so well. I mean, all the dialogue, it's just like a roller coaster of a film to go and see. Because once the action kicks off, it really doesn't let up.
I know.
It shames more modern films, even some of the sequels of the Alien, franchise.
That's what I don't understand.
That good, it kind of sets the bar, doesn't it?
Well, some of my favourite films, Platoon from that same era. You've got Alien and Aliens, And then you look at modern films, and you're right, you just don't feel it has the same sort of effect. And weirdly, I think it's money and time pressure, because when you look at the new Top Gun that came out, which was unbelievable,
Right,
it was incredible. That felt like they had delayed to work on it, and I really felt like that had an absolute better edge to it because they took their time. And I think what we have is a society of Marvel films that they go, right, this will make us money, we'll just throw massive graphics into it and loads of money, and then suddenly we'll have this 90-minute blockbuster, or 4-hour blockbuster these days, that people will see regardless of it. And I think Top Gun restored my belief in good film coming out.
Yeah, hopefully it will send a message that that's how you do it, or it can do it. So let's hope for some more absolute quality films, not just lowest common denominator, get it out just as a name. I mean, Morbius, case in point. Jared Leto. I love Jared Leto. I'm one of the few who do, and that's brilliant casting. But Matt Smith, was terrible, and he is no way scary or tough enough to fight a vampire-empowered Morbius. So you've got this real mismatch, and yet he's kicking Morbius's ass. And you're just like, come on, that wouldn't happen.
That's the problem. You've got a great actor, you've got potentially a great film, and instantly, I have no interest in watching that. And I should want to. And they're bringing back out an interview with the vampire, or refreshing that again. And I just kind of feel like there are so many, as authors ourselves, there are so many stories out there that you could pluck out of nowhere and adapt into something new and fresh. But we're going back over things, and it's the same in the music industry. It kind of blows my mind. So, yeah.
Also, answer me this, Chris. If rather than making stuff that was decent and remaking it again, let's remake the stuff that wasn't as good, that came out like it should have been decent because it had great source material, but then didn't actually deliver.
Like The Warriors.
I mean, Warriors, yeah. I mean, and a
Warriors
modern version of that could be very interesting.
Yeah, it would be. There's definitely scope for that. I think there's a lot of films out there that could be actually improved. I know. Cool. What are you looking forward to now to watch next?
Bullet Train. I'm all about Bullet Train. Antoine Fuqua, one of the great directors of action, and he hasn't done much recently. So to see him let loose with Brad Pitt on a train with guns, and fighting, yes, please.
And Sandra Bullock. Bullock. Oh dear God, I started again. That's
a special version of it. Yeah,
she's fantastic. I loved seeing her in Bird Box and things like that. Really great to see her transitioning. And Bullet Train, I've heard, is an absolute adrenaline ride of a film. And when I first saw the ad, I thought, I'm not sure about this. And the more I've heard about it, the more I want to get into it. So desperate to see that one.
Yeah. Also, I want to see Carter, which is the latest kind of martial arts insanity, sort of made a bit like The Raid, but with extra zombies. So, that sounds fun. Apparently, it's got the most insane martial arts stunts of any film ever. So, wow, that's a high claim.
There was a recent film out. I can't remember the name of it now.
Good one.
That's great. Yeah, cheers, guys. See you next week. I watched Lightyear last night. That was okay. I thought that was all right. For a child's film, technically, although it's an older audience aimed at than Toy Story, of course. There was more of an in-depth story to it, which is fine. So I think,
how were the graphics?
Follow it.
Were the graphics good, or did they make him look a bit weird?
It's not Tim Allen voicing the character, but what they did do was say that this was the actual universe. Then the toy was made for that, if that makes sense.
Nice. Okay.
So it kind of made sense in that way, but he does drop in a lot of the actual the dialogue that Buzz from Toy Story does drop in there, which I did like. So it obviously is based on the character, but there's quite an in-depth story to it. So if you're expecting just a real kind of cool kids film that is just really free to watch, you kind of can if you like a bit of the design. If you're a younger child, kind of looking at the kind of graphics of it, but the storyline, I don't think you'd understand unless you're a bit older.
Okay.
So
I love the Toy Story films because I've had, when my kids were younger, they were just in the right sweet spot for those at cinema.
Yeah.
So I will be visiting Lightyear.
Also coming out is a new Thor film. I'm quite interested in that.
Oh, what, Love and Thunder?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's great.
Oh, cool.
If you're like,
well ahead of me.
depends how you felt about the last Thor film, because a lot of people didn't like Ragnarok, but I loved it. So,
yeah. Oh, Ragnarok I thought was hilarious.
yeah, it's.
I mean,
the
comedy
same sort of
elements.
vein as that.
Yeah. Black Crab I saw recently. Have you seen that one?
No. Ooh.
It's a Swedish action thriller, but that was actually. I'm pretty sure I had to dub that out. Normally I read subtitles because I don't like a dubbed film.
Yeah.
But I didn't. So I listened to that one. And the actress, I can't remember her name.
On the roll here, Chris. It's great.
Numi Rapace, is that right?
Yeah, Girl with the Gifts. No, Girl with a Dragon Tattoo.
Yes, so she was in it, and it was actually quite good in a weirdly not good way, and I can't explain that well.
But it's just a quality production. People
it is. Yeah. Yeah. So in other words, there's loads of good things out to watch, but I can't think of them or explain them very well. So there you go.
Did you see the last Dumbledore effort?
No, not yet. That's on the list, but I'm not very high up there, to be honest.
Yeah, same. I don't know what it is. My love for Harry Potter has not been as strong during the Fantastical Beast era. So
yeah. Have you seen the Batman yet?
Oh, of course. Yeah, see it twice. Oh, it's stunning.
Good.
Yeah, IMAX, baby. It's the only way. Because it's so skillfully done in terms of the reinvention. Because it's such a hard act to follow. Christian Bale's Batman was amazing. So how do you follow that up? But
do you know?
Patterson does a good job. I was dubious because I hated him in Twilight. I thought he was the worst thing to happen to born vampires ever. But he actually pulls off like a slightly goth emo Batman, and it's brilliant because of the detective work he has to do. It goes back to the original comics when Batman was in detective stories. The comic was having his own thing. So that element of kind of procedural, cracking the case rather than just huge superhero action. It's got a bit of that, but it's kind of great new Catwoman as well. Also very good, Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah, it sounds fantastic. Again, amazingly, something I haven't seen yet, which I really want to see. Joking earlier about Downton Abbey, by the way, there's April 26th of this year was a new era Downton Abbey, so there was actually a new one out.
I quite like Downton Abbey, the first film. I've watched the series.
I've never seen Downton Abbey, and I've never seen any Twilight. I'll put it out there right now.
I mean, I will report back. I'll probably have to watch the new one at some point with the missus.
I just couldn't. I'm not into vampires, but there is a vampire film coming out that I really do like. Obviously, Dusk Till Dawn. If you go back to that's kind of vampire time. Yes, I'm into that. But I can't. There's a new Netflix film coming out with Snoop Dogg and Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, Day Shift.
Day Shift. There you go. That's the one. This is how it's going to work. That you remember the things I can't remember. So
I mean, that's because I've been drinking mushroom beer. Like product placement.
Absolutely. Mushroom beer sounds disgusting, by the way.
It's good. It's really good. It'll change your life, Chris.
Change life.
I'm not even paid to say that.
Yeah. Day Shift. Yeah, it looks a lot of fun. And it's good to see Snoop Dogg getting back on the screen as well, and Jamie Foxx.
Snoop Dogg with a massive machine gun, like placement. That looks fun,
What's not to love about that?
Yeah, everything about it is good. High hopes. Yeah, high hopes for that one.
So I think what we should do now is put on a little video of our advert so people can have a look at that. What do you think?
I mean, this is going to blow your mind.
Is it? I don't think it's going to blow people's minds at all.
Damn it. You said it would blow people's minds, Chris. Damn it.
Well, yeah. We've got an intro and we've got an advert. So which one do you want to play first?
I mean, intro. Let's try that.
Let's try the intro. Okay, here we go. Let's. It's about 40 seconds long, so hopefully your mind won't be too blown. But yeah, you'll still be there when we get back. Yeah. So there you go, Matt. What do you think?
I mean, it blew my mind.
Oh,
It's
dear me.
possible, isn't it? It certainly set out the intro information that people need. I think that's important.
Yeah, I mean,
Task achieved.
with
You
Matt
know?
and Chris.
The music was a little twee, but that's fine.
Well, we could have someone rapping on that, like you mentioned before. So here we go. I'm going to play the actual trailer now, which is just as mind blowing as the intro. So here you go. There you go. What do you think, Matt?
It's great, and I'm particularly impressed because people won't realise this, that Chris played every single one of those roles in different drag acting, seamlessly. I mean, well done, Chris.
Yeah. The makeup took ages on every one of those scenes. So there you go. Fantastic.
It's a work of art.
So there you go, guys. I think the WCCS movie room is here for you. It's going to come out very soon. The webpage is going to be live when you've seen this. There's the reviews are already on there. There's some films you can check out. You can send us requests, and there'll be new social pages to follow as well. And Matt and Chris are here for your movie needs.
Always. We always were, but now you can actually access it.
Yeah, definitely. So let us know what you think, guys. Hit the subscribe if you haven't done so, just to give us some support. Jesus Christ. Okay. Hit the subscribe. You've lost it. I can't speak. Hit the subscribe button.
Cut that little sample. Yeah. There's a subscribe button.
Yeah, right. I mean, subscribe. Yeah. Just do that. Wicked. Nice. Thanks, guys. Looking forward to it.
I mean, if you're still watching at this point, we love you. So, it's all good.
Oh, bye. Yeah.